massive outbreak of the zombie virus. People infected with the virus develop a rash all over their body. Then they become unconscious and even turn into zombies that eat humans. Anne and her husband fled the city in advance when the virus came. They came to live in the forest in order to survive and learn it from scratch, followed the identification of various edible wild fruits, learned shooting skills, and lived a peaceful life. However, when Anne is not familiar with the new survival skills, her husband is in order to find a fever-reducing medicine for the child and is attacked by zombies and leaves them. He also clutched a bottle of fever-reducing medicine in his hand. As life went on, Anne locked her daughter in the car and left the camp alone. She takes a shotgun to a suburban village in search of food and finds a zombie feeding. The zombie doesn't seem to find Anne, and she kills the zombie with a single shot. Zombie blood splattered on her body, and she didn't care. When Anne returned to the car with a bag full of food, her daughter was already crying and picked up her daughter to coax her, but the zombie blood on her clothes accidentally rubbed her daughter's mouth. Anne immediately felt dizzy, and soon her daughter also showed symptoms of infection. In order to prevent her daughter from dying, she mixed a whole bottle of antipyretic medicine with her blood and fed her daughter to drink it, and her daughter got rid of the pain of dying and began to live alone in the woods. She gathered wild fruits by referenced books, and when she had to, she dug up worms. She also tried to make traps to catch small animals, but she never had much luck. But she never wanted to leave because her husband and daughter are buried here. In order to get more food, she decided to venture out in search of supplies. This woman uses various animal feces to smear all over her body to cover her scent and avoid being detected by the zombies. She went carefully to the suburban house. She found 2 dead bodies in the house. Then she harvested some food tins from the kitchen cupboard. When leaving, accidentally bumped into a trash can, attracting the attention of the zombie. She rushed through the wire and accidentally punctured her stomach. She dropped her hard-won food on the side of the road and ran straight to a plastic bucket. In this bucket is Anne's usual urine. She filled the bucket head on to hide her own smell. She returned to the camp and stitched up the wound, choking back the pain. Haley returned to the same spot the next day. She picked up the fallen food, and on her way back, she met an exhausted girl. Next to her was a man who was unconscious, but after making sure they were not hostile and rescued them, the girl's name is Olivia, the man's name is Chris, is her stepfather, and Olivia's mother becomes a zombie. She shared what little food she had and taught Olivia survival tips. Chris told Anne that things were better up north, but Anne didn't quite believe them. When Chris asks if there is any gas left in the car, Anne gets defensive and tells him there isn't. Chris sees through Anne's cover-up, but doesn't reveal it either, and tells Anne they'll be leaving the next morning. The next day, it rained heavily, and Chris gave up his plan to leave and put them all into the car to get out of the rain. Chris talked about their experiences, and after some conversation, they became close. Anne was able to live in the woods for so long by herself, which made me admire her and pity him at the same time. But the way Olivia looked at Chris, there was something about it. Chris sees Anne's ability to survive in the wild and proposes to let Anne go north with him, but Anne turned him down because her husband and daughter were buried here. The man and the woman become increasingly close, which makes Olivia jealous as she looks on. That evening, Chris and Anne talked a lot, and their words were even a little ambiguous. Their feelings became more and more apparent. Olivia knew what they were doing and felt hurt. The next day, Olivia let her anger get the better of her and stole the cookies to set out on her own, but she didn't get far before she met the zombie. Chris and Anne arrived just in time to save her. Chris decided to set out with his daughter, hoping Anne would join them. After some persuasion from Chris, Anne finally agreed, so they decided to get more supplies and leave, and Leah decided to go with them. Anne and Olivia find food while Chris attracts zombies, and quickly picked up the food as soon as she came into the room. As she gathers a bag full of food and leaves, Olivia knocks her unconscious. She tied Anne up, a scream drew the zombies, and then she quietly left with the food. Just as the zombie is about to enter through the door and escapes the rope, hides in the refrigerator, and escapes. When Anne returns to the camp, she finds Olivia and Chris attacked by a group of zombies. She shot and killed some of them. When Chris and Olivia are in crisis, there is only 1 bullet left in the gun. However, this makes Anne hesitate to make a decision. She does not know who to save, and finally Chris is bitten and killed by the zombie. Anne rescues Olivia and they head north. This is the end of the film. The film has too many elements and doesn't handle the relationship well. Literary and artistic coexistence. No ups and downs of the plot. Only the slow rhythm, clean BGM, and artsy protagonist can immerse the audience. Horror film and entertaining film designed to create horror. The story content is absurd and bizarre, combined with the background, music, people, photography technology to create a sense of thriller so that the audience can feel negative emotions at the same time can think about life. The Last Days alone a horror film, but shot too artistic. It leads to lack of atmosphere, lack of human thinking, and lack of appreciation.